Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is RuneSnow, and we're going to be exploring the top 10 barrier, which could be walls, spells, or anything. So let's begin at number 10, which first on our list is Relic Barrier. It's from various sets, which is an uncommon, can range from 21 cents to $15. This is depending on the set, so the first one, Relic Barrier, that came out was from the 1990s, so obviously that's going to be the $15. This card is at number 10 because, well, it's really good or really bad. The only reason why it would be good is if you're playing an artifact deck. Other than that, this card is actually kind of useless. Just taps an target artifact. Doesn't really do much. So this is why it's at number 10. It could be very good or very bad. So let's move on to number 9. At number 9, we got NIVIX Barrier from Magic Origin, which is a common ranging about 8 cents on the market at the time of this video. The reason why it's at number 9 as well, it has flash. Have you ever met a illusion wall that has flash, let alone a wall? So it costs 4 mana, which is very steep for a 0/4. Has Defender, obviously. But it says when it enters the battle, target attacking creature gets -4/0 until end of turn. So that's a really cool ability, giving that creature -4/0. But outside of that, this card is useless. It's way too expensive. For just a 0/4, you might as well just put out any kind of wall. Like, this is just not that good. This is why it's at number 9. So let's move on to number 8. At number 8, we have Stinging Barrier from Mercadian Mask, and it's a common which is roughly going for 15 cents. This card was actually played very much when standard, as they said, not back then. This was the main blue card that was used in Mercadian Mask. It's a wall. It costs 1 blue mana. It says it deals 1 damage to target creature or player, so that's really cool. It comes 4 for a 0/4, and it can do damage every turn, which would be very annoying if you have 4 of those walls that block and does damage at the end of the turn. That was really powerful back in the day, but it's not so much. So let's move on to number 7. At number 7, we have Shimmering Barrier from Urza Sega, and it's actually an uncommon, which is going for about 25 cents. The reason why here it's at number 7 is actually because this barrier has First Strike. It's the only barrier that does have First Strike, which you can take advantage of, and has Cycling. Again, that's really cool. So with the Cycling and First Strike, this is why it's here at number 7. And it only costs 2 mana for that 1/3. There's so many ways you can work around with this barrier. This is why. So let's move on to number 6. At number 6, we have Blistering Barrier from Mirage, which is common, which is going roughly about 12 cents on the market right now at the time of this video. The reason why here it is at number 6 as well is quite simple. It's a 5/2. This barrier has more power than defense, so that's really cool. Blistering Barrier, if you look at the picture, it really makes sense that it's 5 instead of the reverse 2 to 5 for 3 mana. So basically it's almost a one-time use, but it can stop anything up for 5 damage for 3 mana, which is again very impressive, and that's why it is at number 6. So let's move on to number 5. And halfway down our list, we have Coral Barrier from Magic 15 or 2015, and it's common, going for roughly about 10 cents on the market. As expected, it is a wall with Defender. So the reason why it is because it says it comes in with a 1/1 blue squid creature token with Island Walk onto the battlefield. It's a 1/3 for the 3 mana. So again, the reason why it's halfway down that list is only because of that token ability. Not only it comes in with a free token, it has Island Walk. It's a squid, so it's not a very common type of card that would be used in Magic, but it has that Island Walk ability, which can also be on top. Useless. This is the reason why it's at number 5 or not at number 1. So let's move on to number 4, which we have Coral Barrow from Return to Ravnica. It's an uncommon, which is going for roughly 40 cents. I think it's at number 4 because, well, this barrier, well, first of all, I'm going to start by saying I absolutely love that picture. But the reason why here is at number 4, like I just said, it has Defender and Flying. So that's very cool. Not very many barriers / walls have Flying. So only for 3 mana, 0/6, he can stop actually quite a bit for that 3 mana. So it's kind of like almost an undefeatable wall at the time. So let's move on to number 3, which we have Soul Bear from 5th edition in Ice Age. From 5th edition it was common, and Ice Age it was uncommon. And again, with the 5th edition it's 38 cents, while the Ice Age is $2. I think this is actually a really cool Soul Barrier card, this enchantment. It's kind of more of annoying than anything else, because it says whenever target opponent successfully casts a summon spell, it deals 2 damage to him or her unless they pay 2 to prevent that damage. So again, it's not really groundbreaking, but I think this is actually quite annoying. take 2 damage every turn when you cast a summon spell? Like, there's no brainer right there. So let's move on to number 2. And at number 2, we have Jungle Barrier, which is for many various sets, and it's an uncommon, ranging about 17 cents on the market at this time of the video. The reason why it's actually at number 2 is because of that drawing a card ability. So for 4 mana, really kind of steep, and it's 2/6, so it does do some damage for those like 1/1s coming its way. But it's like, draw a card. Who doesn't want to draw cards? So that's exactly why it's at number 2. But there's another card at number 1, so let's explore the best one on the top 10 list. And now, at number 1, which we have Aether Barrier from Nemesis. It's a rare going for about $2. This card here is kind of like the number 3 card. This is 100% annoyance. Whenever a player plays a creature spell, that player sacrifices a permanent unless he or she pays 1. 100% annoyance. I like this card. I like the picture just because it's so random. And it has Belby, another cool saying if you understood the story behind the magic. So again, this is number 1. I think this is the number 1 barrier in all the Magic world. So if you like there's more video, there's more on my channel, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful evening.